Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday morning conversation. Today, my guest is fellow TBI survivor and podcast host, Erica Renee. So thanks for joining, everybody. Hope you enjoy. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
That's another day in the life. Got a late, I got a late start and I got an early ending. So,
Okay, it's all right.
yeah, I mean, I guess we both have TBI, so that's the easy question, right? How'd you
Yeah.
get yours?
Say it again.
How'd you
One
get
more
your
time.
TBI? I mean, everybody knows my story because it's plastered all over my YouTube channels. But tell me more about how you got yours.
Well, I just said a gunshot went to my head back in year 2008. It happened 2 days after my 21st birthday party, or 21st birthday rather. And it was a freak accident. It was one of those places where it's say wrong place, wrong time type of thing. It was a random shooting by unknown. I don't know who the person was that did it, but I got shot, and then another young lady got shot first as well, and then I was rushed to the hospital, and I went to I flatlined twice, going to the hospital. They had resuscitate me. I had seizures. It shook my right side. I had to have emergency bedside procedure for my brain to drain my brain because my head was very large, and so the swelling swelled up really bad from the bullet that was in my head or whatever. And so after the procedure, they put me in a induced coma for a month and a half, and then after I woke up from the coma, I was transported to another extended care facility called Kindred, and then they found infection in my head there, and I was having trouble breathing. So I went back to the first hospital I went to, and then I had second brain surgery, and then but the doctors went to put a plug after the initial incident because it was very it looked very bad. So I was expecting to make it through the night, but after I did make it through the night, they was like, they put me in a coma, whatever. And then once I got back to the hospital, they really didn't see much activity, brain activity going on. So they thought I'd be a vegetable. So of course, they talked to my parents, you know how that goes, and put a plug or whatever. But they decided my parents decided to give me a chance or whatever, and here I am. And so um, after that, I started showing my after the second brain surgery I started showing my brain activity, my brain waves and things like that. And so I've been in therapy and in our therapy ever since. I've been to about maybe about 5 or 6 hospitals, including a nursing home, rehab facilities, you name it. I've been there, and so yeah, it's still my journey, still continues.
I mean, mine was so much simpler. I just got hit by a Tahoe riding my bike.
Oh well. Yeah, it's a little more, it's a little intense, but I mean, nonetheless, still TBI. So
Yeah, and the
yeah,
thing is, the whole TBI community, everybody's different.
yes.
I mean, it's not like when you break your collarbone, everybody breaks their collarbone. It's basically the same spot, the same deal. Everybody had the injury, but it's, so much difference for us because, I'm sure I have symptoms that you don't have and vice versa. And there's things about each other that we get and we don't get because we just didn't experience it. But
Right.
it's definitely unique. I don't know if, in my personal experience, um, because the TBI is an invisible injury, people can't see it. That guy
Right.
walking down the street in Atlanta with a cane and a bad limp, everybody can see that. They can
Mhm.
understand it. They can,
Right.
most people can feel empathy towards them, feeling, how hard it is to get around like that. But when they look
Sure.
at you or I, they can't make that connection because they can't see it. And often I've found that most people aren't able to feel empathy for TBI survivors unless they were in the medical field or a relative.
Yeah, that's true. Or a friend or whatever. People that just happen to know about it, but that's true. That's very true.
Well, I mean, friend or someone close to you. But the thing is, even though, most people struggle to make that connection to feel empathy, but in general, I mean, brains are tricky, it's
Absolutely complex.
I mean, your average person would not understand what's going on.
hmm
I don't know about you, but I ended up on disability. My TBI basically ended my career as an architect. So, it is what
hmm
it is. But after I tried to go back to work,
Mhm.
4 different occasions. I got fired on 4 times. I don't know if
Really?
are you working?
Why'd you get fired? Well, so I do entrepreneur type work. I do freelance kind of work, so if you will. I do creative stuff. Like I'm an author by original title, but I wrote a book. But I'm also like a filmmaker, producer. I do all kind of creative stuff. So I don't have a quote unquote one job title that I stick to. So
Yeah,
I
I
do
mean,
something.
I used to have a white collar career, and I kept getting
Mhm.
fired. Every time they would tell me, "You're really a great guy, and we love having you around here." And I mean, those are just cliches, but I mean,
Yeah.
when they would always say you just can't do the job, I became, my processing speed and my ability to multitask, all that stuff, all those problems I had now.
Mhm.
Sophomore interns from Georgia Tech were working faster than me, and I had 10 years experience, registered architect.
Wow. Mhm.
So, each time I would get fired, I would go back to work, but I never was able to do rehab because I lost my insurance. So,
Mhm.
we're expecting a different result the next time, but I didn't do anything different to fix the problem. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I just wasn't able to do the profession anymore. It sucked, but once
Yeah.
it, it would have been, I didn't know if I was ever going to leave architecture or not down the
Mhm.
road. I dabbled in like some side steps, but
Mhm.
one day it's just over, and I didn't get a choice. Nobody asked me whether I wanted to leave or not. Somebody made the decision for me.
Mhm.
And that was the most
Mhm.
difficult part to accept.
Sure. Sure.
I found
Right.
it, one of the biggest, it was the hardest step for me, but one of the biggest steps in becoming the new person you are after in the transition
Mhm.
period after your TBI is acceptance, right? It's
Absolutely.
the hardest thing for everybody to do because,
Mhm.
you think you could be the person you used to be, and everybody else
Yeah,
around you expects you to go back to your old self.
absolutely.
And it
Yeah.
takes a while to
But they
accept
can change.
that's not going to be me again. And then once you're
Yeah.
able to accept those things, you accept more things, and then you learn the skill of how to adapt to a world that's not
Mhm.
made for you. But you have to learn
Mhm.
acceptance first.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. That's one biggest thing I had to do for myself. It took me about maybe 7 years to learn how to accept that, Erica, you're not the same. But you just have to do things in a different way. Like I said, readapt, readjust how you do things. Like, things would take me 2 minutes, may take me 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So, but it's okay. Just accepting that it's okay. It's gonna take me longer. Sometimes I can do fast. Then, but some stuff I'm not able to do fast, and it's okay. But just give myself the patience and the grace to accept and to be okay with it. It was a challenge for me about 7 years, but I'm fine now. But you want your body to do certain things. It's like, come on, body, you can do it. But it takes time for your body to, do certain things. So
I agree.
and for every,
I agree with that. But the thing is, I didn't have that kind of luxury as an
mm,
architect. It's a deadline-driven
mm,
profession.
yeah,
No,
it
no
is. Yeah,
client's going to give me extra time because
yeah.
that
They
was,
need that. They need a job done. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, I was hoping to use this YouTube channel not as a business, but run it as a
Mhm.
business so I can
Mhm.
call it job experience, because all I am is a one-trick pony. I've only been an architect for the past 12 years.
Wow. Okay.
Nobody will interview me for other jobs or even respond to my resume. So I
Why?
had to do
Yeah.
different
Well,
things.
architect is a lot of skills though. You have to be good at math and stuff. You have to be good in like all kind of stuff. So not even data entry.
You're a jack of all trades, master of none. And they want, other companies and other fields, they want a master of one of those. And, I am good at graphic design. I do what I need to do to be for my
Mhm.
boards and presentations and stuff, but I do
Right.
not have the raw talent and skills of an actual graphic designer. And that's how it
Hmm.
is across the board with all my skills. I can do
Yeah.
them. I'm proficient in them, but I'm
Mhm.
not as skilled as someone who is actually, you know,
Right.
trained and educated in that profession.
Hmm. Yeah, I did with that myself. But I'm not a quote unquote graphic designer professionally, but I can get the job done. But as you said, it's not what I went to school for. I went to school for media studies. And so it's like, and that kind of deals in the same field, but it's not like, it's a little different. But You gotta do what you gotta do, right? So
Yeah, and part of becoming a new person after TBI is a lot of us have to reinvent themselves because they can't go back to some of the things in the past. So the only way
yeah.
to move forward is to create something new rather than, the only other option is to dwell in the past and look like a sad sack of shit wondering what happened.
But thing is, we have to create our own lanes. We get to create create our own jobs. That's the one thing about it. We get to create our own jobs, make our own path.
It's not even that. I mean, if you think at even a more broad strokes level, you don't even have to create your own lanes. You can pick, starting from day one, you can't go back. You can only go forward. But
It's
forward
true.
is a relative term because you're standing in place. Whatever direction you had is a new direction. You can go whatever way you want. You're not just creating your own lane. You're going in all new directions. Whatever you want to decide this new person to be.
It's true. Yeah, you get a choice. You get a choice.
So tell me more about your podcast. I listened to a couple episodes.
Well, it's called TBI Uncovered, and I love interviewing survivors from like all over the world, all walks of life, and I've interviewed several survivors and professionals, doctors, and I believe I had a couple caregivers on there, organizations. I just like talking to people and let people share their stories. The people who are related to like brain injuries, and yeah, I'm more in the brain injury space. So I mean, of course, other things are fine too, but I'm more so like tailored to the brain injury space. That is what I know most about. Sorry, it's my smoke detector. It's been going on for the past, I don't know, a few days. I gotta have somebody can put it in the thing, whatever. Um, but yeah, Team Uncover is the platform that I believe God inspired me to create. And because the pandemic started in 2020, right? And so I'm like, okay, but then I was going, I had just got hired. Are you familiar with Paraquat? Do you have Paraquat like where you are, in the state you are, or do they have like the people with disabilities? Like it's for us in Missouri, we have a place called Paraquat, and it's for people with disabilities. And so I was going to work there, and I was going to teach people how to do like computer skills, and I think it was a cooking class as well. And so I just got hired, but then the pandemic happened, and so I had just got to get my get the drug test or whatever, all that stuff. I had just got that done. Everything was good. I was going to start. Then pandemic happened, so it's like all that stopped. So I couldn't get a chance to do that to work. I was going to work there, and so didn't get a chance to start there. So I had to figure out something else. So I was doing my time because I don't like. I got to do something, and I want to be impactful, and I want to encourage others. I want to bring more information. I know my brain because I have one myself, so I like spread information or whatever. So because my community, I'm speaking African American community, don't know much about brain injuries, things like that. So I want to be a person or another voice to spread awareness. So
Not just
and
that, but Black people in
yeah,
general, going way back to what happened to Black people in the Tuskegee experiments, they're just kind of distrustful of medical professionals.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. So I want to bring awareness into certain things. So whatever I can do, I want to do. So I don't know everything. I don't know everything about brain injuries, but I know enough. I know a lot of stuff, but I'm still learning because it changes every day. It changes all the time. So it always changes. So
Going back to the whole distrustful, Black people being distrustful of medical professionals, and there's a degree of rightfully so to that, but distrustful leads to misunderstanding or no understanding
it
with
does.
with your friends, your family, your community. How have you been able to establish some kind of understanding with them about what happened to you and your brain injury when they're obviously beyond skeptical of medical professionals and it's not easy to change their mind? What do you do?
Well, my experience is totally different because I mean I had to rely on doctors, and of course they said I would make it, but that's to a certain extent. But I believe in the power of God, and I know God is the one He can do anything. So beyond that, and just being more knowledgeable, just being more knowledgeable about different things. And as far as like, I guess you have to rely on medical professionals to a certain extent because we still need doctors. We still need to get blood pressure done, all that kind of stuff, like checkups and all that kind of stuff. So you got my medical professionals to a certain extent. So I've always, I've never been surprised. Oh, I don't like doctors or whatever. No, I love doctors. Like they're good, but they only know so much. They know book of knowledge. Now, when it kind of other stuff in it's different. But as far as me myself personally, I can speak for everybody else. But I know for me personally, I don't mind doctors. I like doctors help. I give therapists help. I give nurses help. I give a lot of people help. So I can't discredit doctors or any kind of professionals who do what they do. So 'cause a lot of people help me on my journey. It still helped me on my journey. So I just had therapy today, matter of fact. So now I'm thankful for the therapists I've had. I don't discredit anybody who's going to help me or help anybody with brain injuries or whatever. So I give them the most respect. So
Um, I didn't have a lot of support from friends and family. I went through a difficult situation with a very distant and neglectful, fiance. And,
mhm,
my mom, I, it's been my saving grace that my mom's a nurse, because I at least
mhm,
knew someone out there in my life who, she may not understand everything I was going through, but she could make the
mhm.
connection, and she had the medical knowledge,
That's good.
being a nurse, to, so I had someone to talk to. My mom
Yes.
got hurt on the
Mhm.
job, at the same age as I did. She's on
How old were you?
huh?
How old were you when the incident happened?
32.
32. Okay.
Yeah, and having my mom there was, I might have even killed myself, because I was
Mm,
isolated. I had no one, and the
mm,
thing was, a lot of people don't have that. You
it's
know,
true. It's very true. Like people are alone.
so it's a very difficult road. And I mean,
Yes.
the whole reason why I started my video log on YouTube is because I felt like I was on an island in my own house, sleeping next to someone I thought I loved.
Mm,
It can't be a more painful situation than that. And I remember after she left and I moved out, I didn't want anybody else to feel like that, and that's when I started making the
mm.
video logs.
Yeah, you're helping people. So that's a good thing. You're helping people. And that's where the blessing comes in that, and I believe God blesses people who do things like that for other people because you're stepping outside of yourself to help others who you don't want them to go through the same type of pain you've been through. You want them to, be better, not have to go through the same route you took, whatever. So that's pretty amazing, awesome.
Yeah, and I just wanted the people to know that I can't talk to you, but you can listen to
Mhm.
what I'm saying. And
Absolutely.
I've walked a mile in your shoes, and you should just know you're not alone out there. There's somebody else that's been through that, and
Yes.
for most people, that's the best I can do. And
Yeah.
if that's all I can do, then I'm going to do it, because
That's enough.
it gives me a sense of purpose.
Yes, that's enough. Yeah. You can do what you can.
What are some of the
Feel the
things
same
that?
way.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
I was saying I feel the same way. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
What are some of the things that you do in your personal life that kind of make you feel that same sense of purpose that I get from this? What have you done to kind of, other than you work in media, what do you do for yourself to define who you are?
As far as like define who I am, as far as can you get more specific, like what I do for fun or how do I do like what I do to um make me happy or what do
Yeah,
you
like
suggest?
what gives you that sense of purpose?
Okay.
Other than I got to pay my fucking bills, right?
So for me, I love helping others and um as I said, I write a lot, and it gives me it's like my outlet. It started off as like an outlet, but now it's become like a thing that I've become an author. So it's like it's something I take seriously. But I like helping people in any way I can. Like I do mean one things. I mean one things, and I'm talking about like website design, whatever you need for websites, whatever. I can do anything. I can figure out anything just about. But I just really I don't know. I'm just a people person. I love people, and I love serving any way I can, capacity I can. And so you say, "Hey, Eric, I need help with this. I wonder if I don't know how to do it, I'm gonna figure it out, or I'm gonna call somebody who can figure it out." So I just love helping people, extending myself. But as far I don't even know how I don't know how to answer the question. Like, what do I do? I mean, I do stuff like I also help my friend with her film. It's called Honorable, and it's like I'm a social producer for her film, and so working on that. And I do a couple speaking opportunities, but I haven't got anything lately. I just did the Brain Injury Alliance of Connecticut back in March. I did that previously. That's probably the most recent thing I've done as far as speaking goes. But I just love, bringing awareness to people and let people know. Like it is a tough road for us. It is a tough, and it sucks sometimes. You know, I've cried many tears. I've been angry 1,001 times. I feel like people are frustrated. People don't get it. You know, it's a different world, and people understand that it's so different for us because like you want to express yourself in so many different ways, but it's like it don't come out the way you want it to come out sometimes. But I don't know. It's just it's very different. It's a blessing in disguise because it gave me purpose. I learned that I love helping people more than I thought I did. I learned that I'm close with a God. I've gotten so many different things that transformed my life. So I'm thankful for. It sounds crazy to say this, but I'm thankful for the injury, not for the injury itself, but I'm thankful for the experience I've gotten out of it. If that makes sense.
Has anyone either direct messaged you, told you in person that they heard a particular episode of their podcast and it spoke to them some way and said it helped? Have they reached
Oh
out?
yeah. Oh yeah, I get messages all the time, every day, all the time. Hey, I saw your video. Sometimes they put on the, people see, everybody can see it. Sometimes it's message DM me sometimes, but I get those all the time. I say almost every day. I get messages every day. Somebody saying something to me, or whatever, and I appreciate it. And sometimes it's a bit I don't say overwhelming because not overwhelming. That's the wrong word to use, but it's like I want to do more, but since I don't have the energy to do it, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I want to do it so bad, I don't have energy to do it. Like I want to do it, but I don't have energy to do it. Like, but it's just I don't know. But I really want to do more. Sometimes it's like I can't do what I'm doing, and sometimes I need a break. I need a break sometimes. I need a break. Every day for the month of March, I did a video, and that wore me out. I did it. I'm up like this. I did it in my bed. I did it wherever I could. Like I did it outside. I did it all over the place. And I was dedicated, determined to do a video every single day for the month of March, for Ranger Month. And I did it. And it burned me out. It burned me out. I would do a video after that, like for a long time. It burned me out a whole lot, but people really touch about those videos. And so that gives me the just to keep going. And so I've been TBI Cover season 3 is supposed to happen sometime this month. And I don't know when it's gonna start. Honestly, I don't know where it's gonna start, but I do have a couple of guests lined up already. One is a paramedic. I never talked to a paramedic before. One's a paramedic, so I'm happy to talk to him, but I've been dragging my feet. And it just been a lot. And I was in therapy. I've been in therapy since March. And so going to therapy 5 days a week from 8 to 1:30, it is a lot. And I didn't know how much it would take on my body, how much it would take, but I'm tired. And I had therapy today, matter of fact. And so this is my last day actually for this particular facility. So I'll be going somewhere else after this, but it wore me out. It wears me out all the time. And so I've been kind of dragging my feet a little bit more because I've been more tired lately, but it's just so rewarding for me to do different things to help people be aware of certain things at brain injury. So I just want to talk about it.
Yeah, the problem with content production is you always have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And think about it, I've gotten enough people to where they kind of know I'm going to be back. I'm going to, people. I mean, as far as like Twitter goes, I'm not good on Twitter. I'm not stuck on Twitter. I really do. I'm every now and then. I'm most active on Instagram, Facebook, and then I would say LinkedIn, YouTube, and then TikTok. I'm not. It's so many different websites, but I'm most active on Instagram. I'm on it every single day, just about. So, but yeah, Instagram, Facebook are on top two social medias right now. So, but people kind of know that, when I pop up, I'm gonna pop up, and I'm gonna pop up. I may pop up every day. I may pop up once a week. I may pop up. So, but people kind of know I'm gonna show up or whatever. So, I don't worry about the fans, which one I don't know what to call it, follow. I don't really worry about things. I know if I'm not good for me, I can't be good for you. I gotta be good for you. If I'm like, oh my God, so tired. I can get no good content. I can get no good content. I can get good stuff. Like I gotta be my best self. I gotta be my best self, my best. I gotta be rejuvenated. I gotta be energized. I gotta be. I like not only performing, but I like giving energy. I like making people feel good. If I'm not feeling tired, I can't even feel good feeling tired. So yeah, I gotta be able to be in my best space. So. But I don't worry about that. I like to be that's my words. I don't even worry about that. Like people gonna miss me. I'll be back when I be back. So I gotta take care of me. So when I need a break, I take a break.
So yeah, the hardest. I mean, I'm an architect. I know graphic design when I had my brain injury, almost all the long-term stuff I never lost. It's just I lost the ability to process short-term information.
Yeah, I agree. Me too.
And that's working memory. And working memory over time gets stored as long-term memory. But if
Hmm.
my working memory is fucked up, that just means it's really hard for me to learn new stuff. Which
Yeah.
doing video editing, like I've been doing this for 2.5 years. I don't have great video editing skills because it is just that hard for me to retain all that information to keep building on it.
Mhm. So you had your own videos.
I do.
What do you use to edit videos?
Sometimes After Effects, but for the most part, I do it all in DaVinci Resolve.
Oh, you did a hard one. I use Final Cut Pro.
Oh, okay.
I never done DaVinci before. I'm like, oh, this now looks challenging, but I'm sure I could learn it. But it's just I use Final Cut Pro. It's easy and simple. I've heard it's the easiest one. It's when I learned. Only when I learned actually. I definitely said Adobe, but not really enough to know about it like this. So Final Cut's been like my main go-to.
All right. So here's the thing, right? When you're in architecture school, you're basically a fucking pirate. You steal everything off the Pirate Bay that you can because graphic design software and architecture software, it's expensive and we're broke.
Oh
So
yeah.
we basically steal everything. And
Mhm.
Adobe went to subscription-based services
Mhm.
in I don't remember what year, but
Mhm.
it was the Creative Suite 6, right? And
Mhm.
I have the last version that I could get for free, CS5, and it's now 13 years old. So
Okay.
for me using After Effects and stuff in there, I can get around with Photoshop, Illustrator, stuff like that. That's fine. It's pretty basic. But
Mhm.
After Effects is so primitive that I can barely use it because even all the YouTube
Mhm.
videos, you can't do a lot of the functions that it has.
Yeah. Yeah, different versions of it. So yeah.
Yeah, but I can't afford, even if I called myself a student to get the license, I just can't afford
Hmm.
the prices to do it.
Yeah. That's the one thing about it. You gotta be able to, then it renews. You gotta renew it and stuff. And you gotta retain it first, get it first, retain it first. You know what I'm saying? You learn it, it's gonna be like a tough a new one. It's just yeah, it's a bit much. It can be a bit much. So yeah, it is something. And the thing, I'm pretty good at retaining information. That's not my problem. It's just my short-term memory. I could say something right now. I'm like, what was I saying? What was I talking about? And not all the time, but I find it happens sometimes. But I'm okay. But I see myself sometimes like, what did I just say? What did I think about? So yeah, I do notice that sometimes myself.
Yeah, my I don't know. I've got like a cocktail of problems that are just typical for me. That
Mhm.
for most people, they're used to it now. It's nothing new to them.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, I don't know if this is the case for you. Are you in a relationship right now?
No, I it's funny. People flirt with me all the time. But I'm not looking for a relationship right now. But I haven't relationship since I was maybe, but from accident. I've talked to people throughout the years, but nothing like solid like that. To where I mean, I want to marry you, nothing like that. And I ain't got that far. I got
Yeah.
that far.
So, like, first of all, I have difficulty reading people and reading the room. So, getting those subtle
Mm,
cues just go over my head. But
yeah.
dating in general is just been really hard because
Mhm.
it's just not an easy topic to talk about with someone you
That's
just met.
true. That's true. That's true. So can I ask you this? Are you in a, are you, do you walk? Are you in a wheelchair or what's your
Oh,
ability?
I'm completely mobile. I can,
Okay.
I've got all my ambulatories.
Okay. So for me, I'm in a wheelchair still. Now I'm at the stage in therapy where I'm walking with the are you familiar with the Hemi cane? Hemi walker? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so I've been using that for the past couple months. That is getting better. My left leg does pretty good. My right leg is still a little it's still a little slower coming around, but it's coming around. So I'm still working on my mobility. And so for me, a relationship with me, I want to be mobile. Now, if I meet somebody that's amazing, then of course I'm not going to say, "Oh no, I don't want to talk to you." 'Cause I'm not where I want to be. Of course, I'm going to welcome it, but I'm not looking for nobody. You know, I'm not lonely. I'm not looking for nobody like that. That makes sense. I'm focused on my physical health, and then the next. So, but at first, in the first Andrew, I will say that I wasn't dating anybody. Thank goodness, because I've been brokenhearted that broke up with me if I got hurt. I wasn't. I had just broken up with my boyfriend maybe 2 weeks before that happened, and so I was glad I wasn't with nobody. And so that was one of the things I guess. God said, "You can't handle all this." So yeah. So I've had a boyfriend since I got hurt. I guess you could say.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
you were engaged. You were engaged, weren't you? You said you were engaged.
yeah, I mean, I thought I found my soulmate, and
Mm-hmm.
I quickly find out that she didn't want anything to do with me. And just couldn't look at me without thinking I was damaged. So
What? This
it's
is
a
crazy.
really it's such a long story to tell, but
Yeah.
she was very selfish. She just everything was about herself. And when it came
Mm.
time for the other person who needed some help, she wasn't
Mm.
interested.
How long were you together?
Huh?
How long were you together? Together?
4 years.
4 years. Okay, that's a long
Yeah.
time. Wow. Wow. I'm sorry it
So,
didn't work out.
it's difficult, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
So let me get you out of here on this question with your TBI show. What
Say
is
it again.
what is the strangest way someone has got their TBI that's been told on your show?
Oh my goodness. I've heard so many stories. I think the one that sticks out to me the most. Oh, I've heard so many. Oh, over like 40 some stories. Um, I would say the one guy that got he how did it happen? Mhm. A truck on his head. A truck fell on his head. It's something I think one I heard that was like, what? Yeah, I think it's one of the words I heard that was like, oh no, my goodness. Yeah, a truck fell on his head. And
The
that
strange,
was crazy.
the strangest one that ever had been told to me, either on my show or in person by another TBI survivor, was a big stack of cheese in a warehouse uh, got backed into by a forklift and it fell on him. Like this is like Wisconsin type shit there, a lot of cheese.
Wow.
So
That's like a tease. Oh, that's interesting. Hmm.
yeah, so I mean, mine seems
Wow.
mildly tame compared to those people and yours.
Yeah, I mean, I've had one, so the one who had a truck on his head. Um, the second one I would say, but yeah, I've had car accidents, car accidents. Um, I'm trying to think of another one. I've I mean, brain tumor stuff like that, but another freak accidents. I think another one was no, they were shot somewhere else, not in the head. Um, that's probably was one I think I changed when I had stuff. I really look at them, but from my memory, it's the one that got hit by a truck or the truck on his head. It's the one I think is sticking out the most. It's like most of I've heard thus far. My names I've heard. I know a girl found a horse. What's another one I've heard? A lot of people had strokes and stuff, but I'm thinking the truck on the head was the one that was like, wow.
It sounds painful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, beyond mines, mines, I mean, mines is pretty bad too, as well. But the truck, I think the truck was the most one I think I've heard. It was like, wow, you survived that. So
Yeah. Well, hey,
yeah.
thanks for coming on today and talking to me. I appreciate it. It was helpful.
I appreciate
Somebody else's
you.
story.
Thank you for the chance. Thank you for the chance.
Will
I
you be able
appreciate
to ever
that.
get out of your wheelchair?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm working on.
Okay.
That's what
I
I'm
didn't
working
know if it
on.
was permanent.
Oh no. It's nothing's permanent. Nothing's permanent. So it's not my that's not the end, that's not the end of me. Nope, not my story.
Okay. Well, thanks
Yeah.
again. And I mean, best of luck with your
Oh,
recovery. And I
yeah.
hope you're walking sooner rather than later.
Thank you. Same to you. All the best to you. All
Enjoy
the
the evening.
best. Thank you too. Bye bye.